Okay, so this is a purely experimental design for me, so we're gonna be doing it as we go along. Obviously, if I've posted this video, then it's worked out well, and we'll be able to see pictures, we'll see what it looks like. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Okay, so for this design, I just went and chose this nice green colour, Benethia yarn, which is 100% acrylic. Can you see that? I don't know. 100% acrylic, 100 grams and 340 meters, or 372 372 yards. So yeah, we're just gonna, based off what I've done already, I'm gonna experiment with this and see if it works. Hope it will. But yeah, let's begin. So let's find, here we go, find the end of the yarn. This one's actually really quite nice and soft, so it's good, it's good, it's good stuff. Alright, so we start with our usual slip knot, just like that, adjusting the knot to the hook. And based off my previous design, we're going to be doing, I'm going to be doing 40 rows. So if you have, okay, here's my suggestion. So if you've done the previous Legwarmers, you'll know how many rows that you need to make the, that will fit over your, the amount of stitches that you'll need to fit over your calf, around your ankle and everything without slipping down and falling off. So what we're going to be doing for this one is we're going to be chaining a length to begin with that spans from your ankle to your knee, so the that spans the area where your shin is. So we're going to do that, and then based off the cuff of the last Legwarmer that we did, we will be crocheting that many rows. So for me, for the blue and green Legwarmers that I did in the previous one, it was 40 rows of the ribbed style crochet. So let's go away. Chain a length, that is, so chain, obviously chain stitch is the yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and that's chain stitch. So just chain a length that goes from your ankle to, I don't know, like I'm not sure whether I want to do this at a length that runs from my ankle to above my knee for the more slouchy sort of effect, because I really like that. So I'm going to go away, I'm going to come back, see how many stitches I've done. This is actually a really simple design as well. Well, it's going to be a really simple design. Yeah, I'm going to go away, I'm going to chain that, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you more about what we're going to do. Alright, so I've ended up chaining a length that ran from the top of my foot to just below my knee. I don't think we need to make it too long. Okay, so also make sure you count how many stitches you've done, just so you can do exactly the same amount for the other one. Alright, so now what we do is, just like the cuff for the last one, we chain one, and working into the second stitch from the hook, we're going to skip the first one, obviously, and work into the second one. So, and we're just doing single crochets, like this is the super basic Legwarmer design. So yeah, do this, working back along the chain, single crochets, all the way back to the other end. And once you've done that, we will meet back up and I'll tell you where to go from there. Alright, I've worked my single crochets back to the beginning of that chain, and that was 56 stitches for me using the 5mm hook. I don't know if you can see that, yeah, 5mm hook. Okay, yeah, 56 stitches all the way along. Now, what we're going to do is, so super simple, this one, just chaining up one, turning work, and using the same principle as the leg warmers before, we're just going to be putting a single crochet into the first stitch, but the whole of the first stitch. So I just want to really make sure you can see that. So there you see you've got the V on the top, and you go in underneath both those parts of the V. So in through there, out through there, single crochet. I'm pretty sure it's a chain up, yeah, it's a chain up one. Now, working through the rest of the stitches until you get back down to the very last stitch, you're going to be just working into the back of the stitch. So not through both, not through and under, through there, but into the back part of that V. So that part just there, in like that. And you're going to do that for every stitch, working all the way back to the end. And when you get to the very last stitch, actually let's get to the last, well, we won't do it all together, but let's go away, we'll do right back down to the very end, and then I'll meet up and I'll show you what we do and when we get to the end. Sorry, I just want to run through that with you again. So not into the whole of the stitch, which would be, if we're going to do the whole of the stitch, through, down through the side really, just through there, not through there, but through the top where that V is, so in through the back, just like that. Alright, I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. Okay, I'm down to the last stitch. So again, the same as we did for the first stitch, we go in through the whole stitch. So not the V at the back, but through the side and the entire stitch, just like that. So for the first couple of rows, I recommend counting as you go along, just so that you can, you know, find exactly where the last stitch is. But once you've done that, you won't need to, because you'll find that you can easily locate the first, well, obviously locate the first stitch, but you can easily locate the last stitch by the fact that it goes through the entire stitch. Okay, so again, chaining up one, turn work through the entire stitch, just like that. And then, yeah, into the back of the rest of the stitches till you get right down to the other side, and then through the entire stitch for the last stitch at the end of the row. Okay, so just keep doing that. And the good part about this design is that you can measure it as you go. So you can measure whether it's going to fit around your ankle, whether it's too big, whether it's too small. And yeah, again, my love of things that don't have exact measurements. This will just be very much to fit you, to fit your personal needs and your personal sizing. Yeah, so yeah, just try it as you go. Obviously you'll get to a certain point. For me, it's possibly 40 rows, but you know, this might be a slightly smaller yarn than I used to make the green and blue leg warmers from the previous tutorial, so it could be more, but I will measure that as I go along. Yeah, so once you've done the amount of rows that you need and checked to see if it wraps comfortably around your ankle and also wraps around your shin, we'll come back and I'll show you where to go from there. I have a feeling that you might want to do an uneven number of rows, just so that when you go to join the work, which I'll show you how to do when we've come to that stage, the seam will be less noticeable. But again, I don't think it really matters. I think it will still look cute, you know. Yeah, so let's go away. We'll all sort of sit down somewhere comfortable. I don't know. You can do this while watching a movie. You can do this while listening to music. Or, you know, you can do it in complete silence. It's really up to you. And, alright, I will meet back up with you and we will join the work together. Okay. Hey, so I just wanted to reiterate how easy it was to find the last stitch at the end of the row. After you've gone through the entire stitch beneath, well, the one beneath it has gone through the entire stitch. So as you can see just there, it's gone through the entire stitch. So obviously that one just there is the last stitch at the end of the row, and again you put your stitch through the entire stitch, just like that. Yeah, I just wanted to quickly say that just in case, well, just to be really, really clear. Alright, meet you at the end. Okay, now that I've reached or finished my 40 rows of 56 stitches, I'm going to join the work. So what that means is, so you finished it and you would have been holding it like this, so turn the work but don't chain one. So turn the work like this. Now, like I said, don't chain one, but put the hook through the first stitch, just like that, and then grab the opposite side of the work and insert it into the other side. Oh, so taking the opposite side, inserting it into the other side, just like this, to the 56th foundation stitch, so the 56th chain, just like that. So now we have begun to join our work, and from there you just you just go along, so inserting into each stitch along, just like that, just to join. This gives you a really neat join, so this is the way I like to do it. I mean, you can also just bind off at the stage where you've finished all the rows and sew it up, but I just think this is neater. So yeah, just make sure you're going through the actual where it should be gone through, so not there, just it's not always easy to find, but you will get used to it. Yeah, so just like that, and make sure that you're going through like the right amount of stitches, because you don't want to end up with an uneven join. So just like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and once you finish that, just once you make it to the, to the end, and you've joined the entire row, so from there all the way along to there, bind off, tie it inside out. You can use your darning needle to weave through the stray ends of yarn. After that, try on your leg warmer, see how it fits, see how it looks. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go away and finish this. Yeah, then we'll try our leg warmers, we'll see how they look, and I'm sure they'll look great. And here are the finished leg warmers. As you can see, they're not as long as the ones we've done before, but still pretty cool, still pretty cute. So not as much yarn used this time, obviously, but so yeah, you can wear them slouchy, or you can pull them up and wear them straight. For me personally, I like the slouchy look, just more rumpled sort of effect. I just think it looks better. So yeah, it's really basic, really simple design. It doesn't take much to make, doesn't take much time. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you've enjoyed the leg warmers if you made them, and I'll see you next time.